Okay, what we're going to look at right now is how you can turn in your family history paper using Google Docs. Now you're already in this folder because that's how you're watching the video, and this is where the video will be embedded to. So when we're in this turning in your project folder, let's go through the steps one at a time. The first thing we need to do is unite all parts of the project onto one Google Doc. Now, for some of you, you might be actually working on your paper in Microsoft Word, and that's fine if you are. Let's go through the process that is to how you can make this work in Google Docs. First thing, we're going to go into your Google Docs, or Google Drive in this case, which is what I have. We're going to go to Upload and Files. For me, I'm going to open up Sample Paper, which is my FHP Sample Paper. So let's open that up right now. It asks if I want to convert. The answer is yes. If you don't get this screen, I'll show you where you click to fix this, but make sure you do convert documents because I want it in Google Docs format so that I can give you feedback and you can see it very clearly. Now, just so you know, in case it doesn't give you that option, click on Settings right here and make sure it says Confirm Settings before each upload. That's going to allow you to change this around. Now I have my FHP Sample Paper right here. So I'm going to open this up and we can see it here. Now, second thing I need to do, let's go back to Blended Schools here and see what it says. I need to have cover page, paper, and then picture explanations in that order. So what I need to do here is say, okay, my cover page should go first. Now, how can I do this? Well, that's a little bit tricky. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is this. We're going to go to the very beginning of this, go up to Insert, and insert a page break. That's going to create a whole new page here in the beginning that we can use. Now, how are we going to use this? Oops, let's do that one more time so I can keep that in there. Now, how am I going to get my cover page right here? My suggestion to you is kind of simple. We're going to do cover page, so FHP sample cover, and then I'm going to just take a screenshot of it, which would be a way that we can have it up there, and it won't look quite as perfect as it might otherwise, but it'll look just fine. So I'm going to Command-Shift-4, screenshot. There we go. Now I'm going to go back in here, insert image. I'm going to insert it by clicking right here. I'm going to go to date modified since it's the most recent thing I have. Upload it. And there we go. There's our page. Now if you want to make it a little bit larger, you can make it a little bit larger so it takes up more of the screen, as much as you can get it to take up. Now, it's only going to follow these tabs, though. That's the one thing you need to know. So if you want to make it as large as you possibly can, you're going to have to move those tabs over a little bit. Then I'll center it. There we go. Now, there we go. There's our cover page. Looks pretty nice. Maybe not quite as high quality as it was on the other one. Maybe it's a little bit more pixelated, but you know what? It's a very minor overall. Now, we have an extra page here, so we can return here a little bit so we can make this look nice and neat. Okay, so there we go. There's our first part. Now let's get back to it. Picture explanation sheets. How can I do that one? Easy. Explanations. There we go. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to literally just come in here, copy, go to the end, and you know what? I don't want it right here, right? So what I can do is again insert a page break. Click paste, and there we go. Now I've got my entire project on here in a nice, neat, orderly fashion with no issues, right? So it's a pretty solid thing overall. It's saving for me automatically, as you can see. So I'm good to go with step 1 now. Step 2, change the title of your doc to last name FHP. And if you have somebody else with the same name as you, you can add your first name too. Maybe everybody can just add their first name. So I'm going to make it Wilson, Brad, FHP. There we go. That's step 2. Step 3, copy and paste this link into a new tab. So I'm going to take this, copy it, I'm going to paste it right here. Now it opens up for me nice and neatly right here. Now, let's go over to step 4, choose the appropriate section. So I'm going to click on, let's say I said section 7.7 before, so I'll click on 7.7. Drag your doc into this folder. Now, how do you do this? This is where it gets a little bit tricky, and this is what I need to talk to you about a little bit. We need to go down here to More, and then go to All Items. This is one thing that I wasn't accounting for originally, which made it a little bit more difficult. When you do this, it's going to have all of your most recent things if you want. If it's not showing up that way, go to Sort, and you could put last modified, or you can make it last opened by me. Either one of those is just fine. I would say last opened by me. What you will see now is I have my paper here and then the section that I want to drag it into. So all I need to do is click, hold it, and drag it in. Now if I click on 7.7, you'll see that my paper's right there. Next thing we need to do, let's go back now. After dragging it, and you must do it in the correct order, you need to change the share settings of your doc from public to private and make sure that I have access to your doc with editing privileges. It's important that I have editing privileges there. Now, how can we do that? Well, we need to click back into your doc itself, come up here to share, and see what the settings are. Now, the settings by default are public on the web. I don't want that to be the case because if you leave it here, all of your other classmates could get on and edit your whole paper. Now, I don't think anybody would do anything, but the reason I want you to make it private, which I'm going to click on change and then go to private and save, is because I want to be able to give you your grade and give you high quality feedback on here that will allow you to change things as you go, and I don't want people to be seeing each other's grades. I don't think that's appropriate. Now I have this set up right now so that all of your team teachers have access to this folder in case they wanted to use something with it. It's more of a test case. They really won't be using it. If you feel uncomfortable having them in there, you can click these X's and it will take them out, but I don't really see any need to. Okay, so now we're done with that section. Now let's go over here to blended schools. Number 7, wait for feedback and a grade. So basically you are done now. What will happen is I will have access to this. So if I click in here, and this is now my folder that I'm using, and I click on 7.7, you'll see it in here. The thing that's really cool is that if I'm in a different email account, I won't be able to see this. So it's really only between you and I who will be able to see it overall. So that's how to upload and turn in your project using Google Docs.